Good evening, guys. It's 7:05 p.m. Today is July 5th, and so let me walk you through the pre-market notes. Okay, so price is balancing in the long weekend range with sellers in control in general, right? Remember this today. Super important levels today for both parties, which is 11,485 to 510 in NQ and ES 8187. The game will be about this level in general. So technically we have to assume that at month end one of the two things might have happened, right? Profit taking for shorts or some buying, poor buyers or legit buyers. We don't know yet. We will not know which one until RTH today. So today looks like this, right? But we need to see a follow through, right, for next 2 days, and then we will be able to figure out or confirm something. Okay, so going into the day, this level will act as a baseline for us for the intraday trading. Above we have to assume some buyers are there, but on the way up they may run into lots of R due to the mid-time frame still bearish, right? And below sellers may be in full control. Basically month end long weekend range is this, right? And you can see it, NQ was able to reach here and above it, right? ES was also almost this area, correct? Russell, this area was important, right? And look what happened when price went above it, right? When it came down, then went above it, right? So and then crude and gold, remember I said both are in sync. That means you can trade both in the same way, same direction if you plan to trade. Otherwise it's a garbage. But if you plan to trade, you can trade both in the same direction, right? And then overall the note is about you can do both ways trading today, you know. And these are the levels. So basically above this buyers you can go long, below this you can stick with shorts, right? And then you can get a help from the intraday reading, right? So 485, 510, 81, 87, right? So that being said, this is 485. This is 485, right? And this is 510 line. You know, this blue lines basically. You know, ES is this area, this bold support area. You know, 81, 87 area, right? So there are blue lines also here, right? So I'm saying above buyers, below sellers, right? So look what happened of the open. So in pre-market, right, price came straight into this, as we talked in Discord, right? Two things can happen: either it's gonna go through it, act as a resistance, or it's gonna bounce from here, right? So here it went through it, right, and then pull back and then slice through it, correct? So this was your pre-market short. Okay, same thing here also. Then of the open, right, there are two things can happen. So here 50-50 chance, you know, up to from here actually 50-50 chance, you know, before open even. So if you took the short, right, then you should bail out right here, right? Because NQ, so ES was going down, but NQ was not going down. So remember in Discord we discussed importance of 401 and 53 in ES. Those are tagged together. So either price has to go down below both of them and hold it for a further sell-off, or open drive down activity to continuation for that, or it will bounce from it. If they bounce from it, most likely buyers are there or coming in, and if that is the case, then you can't trade in between now, you know. So once it went through it and the next bar it came back up, see, this is your warning sign, because both bounced together, you know, from this area, and there was a divergence between NQ and ES at that point, right? Internal swell liquidation kind, right? But that doesn't mean that you have to short unless price goes below it, you know, and stay below those levels. Remember also we discussed in Discord that price has to go from ES almost 10 points down, so roughly below 43 or so, in order to justify that sellers are really strong. Now why is that? Because price was already moved down so much, right, in the overnight. So we had idea that it may not go down further and it may bounce, you know, and that's why we had this baseline, right? So when price went higher, see, that's why this was a long here, you know, because you have to read it. First time price was here when ES was here, NQ was already at 401, right? So then NQ waited. That is what we discussed in Discord, that it may come at 401 and ES will come at 53. It has to go down. Both of them have to tank below this respected levels in order to generate some down move. Otherwise no luck for the downside, right? So First time it then went down, ES did not reach 53. When ES reached 53, NQ again tested this area. Is kind of a mini double bottom we discussed in Discord, here, and then it went higher. See, so on the way higher, you can see this area acted as a resistance, right? In that case, I said it has to hold above this 440. If these buyers are legit, it has to hold above 440, right? And ES has to hold above 53, right? So when it came down here, see, it held it actually 440. It just spoke below it, but it couldn't go below 401, so there is no selling, right? But it held, went above 440, went above this. So this was your first long here. If you really catch the price action here, then that was your second long actually, second long. So but you have to like zoom in, so this was your, see here, second test again, and then took out, right? And then so this was your long right here. So at the time ES was roughly around here, 53. See, slice through 53. Look at the size of this candle, right? After having this open drive kind of step down move, you do not want to see this. Look at the strong strength of these things, right? So that's why you can try long here. So this long was supposed to be here, like this, right? But it's a different arrow. Remember, I said personally I wouldn't go long in ES unless it goes above this area, right? Because that was the baseline. So there is no long for me here in ES, but NQ I can go long because it went above it here. See that? So for me, I don't have to even wait for to go above it for NQ, because NQ was the one who was leading to the upside. So NQ is long, I can have a luxury, to try it here even, and then here also I can go long, So these are the longs, and then morning shorts were also here, right here, and based on this level, I took the profit right here, because I sensed it, I had a feeling that something is off, so I bailed out here, right here, I didn't even wait it, and then we were observing it, price went down, and then it went higher, right? Yes, I did not take the trade here, I was waiting for price to retest this area, and then it did, but then the way it did it, there was no short here, technically, even though this thing was going down. Now we look at this here, right? So when price came down here around 1104, right, you can see it was hesitating to go down, right? While NQ was holding, while ES was holding below this line in sand, right, NQ was holding this buyer's line in sand, opposite picture, right? But NQ is a leader. Remember I said NQ is always, sometimes or most of the time, NQ is deadly, in these cases when there is a divergence among three indexes versus one. See here, NQ was leading, ES others were going down, right? So you can't really do anything unless price comes in sync, right? But still these are the longs, you can take it, So this one was a good long, right around 1144. See here, this one. So there is a Discord statement also somewhere, that, hold on, let me pull it out. See here, where is it? Here, you can read all these things. I was typing at 1039 and 1120. See that? NQ may hit 650 or so if it stays above 510 consistently. I have a feeling if it does that way, then eventually it will hit this, right? Other market have to support that idea and price has to move, right? So that was 1120 because I was doing my deck. I was in and out, but I was I have an alert system set up. So price hits certain areas, I get the alerts, and then I have a picture what likely price is going to do, right? So here you can read it, at 1234, all these things. There is a stop loss management also somewhere here, 80%, see, 20%, see that? So here at 1120, right? So now the idea is at 1120, I'm saying it may hit 650, which is this area, correct? And so in that case, yes, obviously yes has to support, right? So after doing this, right, 1120 was my message was here, and then you see, hey, price is not able to stick below 53, and now you see this going higher after this balancing again with this divergence, you should go long here, right? But still it's a different arrow because officially above this buyers, right? So but NQ, you are clearly above this baseline. That means NQ you can go long officially. That's why it's a different arrow here versus here. See that? Then all you target is 650, or you can take a profit at yellow line too, right? But when price comes here, second time, look at the AD. It was trending, rising nicely, right? So most likely it will go through it. ES was same thing. I also typed it. If you pause your video and go back to my Discord, you will see that most likely ES will go through 81, 87. But still then ES responded here. There was no short, but on the way down, you have to observe here, because that's where all this morning price action happened, right? So see, it held it here, and then here I said 63 is a line in sand, so it didn't even go there, right, for buyers. And then it took out this area. The moment it pulled back, that's where you go long. Here also same thing, what time it was, 1350. Most likely they will be in sync. See that 650. So here 650, right? You take first profit 80%, right? And then pull back here, same time ES, you go long, target higher, this area 800, 773, right? And here I said in Discord that 100% profit booking right here, right? You can check my Discord statement. I said ES may go towards 3814, which is this, right? And that way all for ES and NQ today, right? It was clear. We were able to spot this weakness in the selling, right of the open in few minutes, or after a few minutes, 10 minutes or so, right? So I avoided this short. After this first short, I did not take any short. Neither I take a long here, but I took a long here, So now let's start with Mboxwave. Mboxwave was clear today, so that was a different scenario here, right? So you can see, so I'm going to explain you 5 minutes today, different way, So you are seeing this price action first of all, right? So like this, so it's coming down, the strong sellers are here, right? So this was a pre-market short right here, right? And then you are waiting, before open, and then before open you are watching this price action like this, right? Now you can see it here. So this is where you get trapped if you are blindly following this damn thing, Mboxwave is good tool, very nice tool, but sometimes you have to how do I say that, it's not a fault here, it's just you have to read it, what price is doing, some common sense, right? So the common sense is NQ went down straight from here to here, almost 250 points, straight line, entire overnight it was trending down, right? And then we have a holiday week before and all these things, and now you are seeing of the open this much selling, right? And then right of the open you can see it, there is a big dot also, and then we have a breakdown of this balance, right? So like this, like this balance, right? And then you are seeing this thing also exceeding previous days Mbox histogram value also, previous day and day before also. So one way this is a good short, this short is a good short, right? Based on the Mboxwave, this is a very good setup, but you have to avoid it, or you have to manage it properly. So I took a short here, right? Not because of this, based on my levels, because these were the key levels. If you watch my previous video, not previous video, but the few minutes back, if you might watch my regular video, you will know the importance of these levels, 510 to 485, So when I see this thing coming with this much selling, I can short, but I took the profit right here at 400 in the same bar pretty much in 5 minutes. Why? Because after looking at this, I thought reverse way. Instead of, I thought first at the time of this I took it, but immediately after 5 minutes right here, I changed my statement, I changed my decision that this could be a false trend, because the way price is behaving. After having this much, anyway I didn't want to short anyway, but when I saw this right later on, like first few minutes, first 5 minutes actually, I just took a short based on my regular chart, right, by looking at this. Then I had this thing open, then I saw this damn thing, Then I said, okay, it's good. But then when I saw this exceeding, immediately I had a reverse sense somehow, because the way it behaves after these things is hard to explain it to you. You have to be in my Discord for that anyway. But anyway, so I bailed out here. I said, I'm going to take a profit here, right? And then price did this, right? So this was my, whatever I had a feeling here that it may be a trap. So this thing proved it, right? And then there is a second set of sellers that came in based on this, right here, and they shorted it right here. So that was a nice trend, right? So I was watching, and then you see this 29. So this is not the selling that you want, right? Something is off, definitely. Look at this, this much selling, right? Ideally price should not have even gone up this much by looking at this. The moment it went higher, right? So this is your clue. If you're smart enough, you can go long right here, and look at this. See that 1, 2. You do not want to see this buying, this buying, this buying, this buying. This is clearly telling you that buyers are in control at this point based on this. And then all I have to wait for price to go above this 510, and 480 actually. These were two my levels. 485. So these two were my levels, right? That's why I took this short based on this. Now price just sliced through this. After having this much selling, it was able to go higher above all this, right? So let me bring it down here. See these things? So this was a clear-cut sign. With this much buying, buyers are in control. I should look for go long right here. And then it was clear. Then you have this much buying, another high here, right? And then pull back. Remember in Discord you can read it. I said 5-minute Mboxwave folks. This was my statement in Discord. Mboxwave folks, keep an eye on 5-minute to go long, right? So this was when price was here. I said keep an eye on 5-minute to go long. See here, and I said 510, around 510 area. So when price was coming down here, you don't blindly go long here. You see for a pause or something, right? Because it's a level, it may go through it. Who knows, right? But you have to wait. And here it sliced through this, came here, right? It didn't even slice through. There is no close below this line, right? And then touched balance, and then it tried to go higher slowly. See, this was the time to go long. See, there is an arrow. That's it. Now you target 650, so you go long here, right? 550 to 650, which is around this green line somewhere, around here, right here. And you can see there is no response here, right? But now sellers have lost the control. So any pullback you buy. Simple. Look at this. See, so that was the Mboxwave way, and that be all.